Welcome to an out-of-the-box preview video. Today I'm going to be looking at Infection: Roll Right and Fight. This is a zombie apocalypse type game by Heavy Punch Games, and the nice people at Heavy Punch Games have sent me the files to do a bit of a preview video. This game is going to have a campaign later in December, so look out for that. So everything you see here is potentially preview, but I'm going to do a quick overview of some of the components that you get, and then I'm going to do a bit of a playthrough. So this game is a post-apocalyptic game, so it's zombies. It has basically 4 sheets. I've laminated them all. You need some dice, and you need a marker pen. I'm going to zoom in on some of these to show you what we get. So in this game, we are a survivor and we are navigating around an environment. So we have 2 main areas. We have a location map, which also has our survivor attributes and inventory, and we have our individual locations as we travel around the map. I'll have a look at the individual locations in a minute. So in terms of what we get on this kind of like panel, we have our main map, and the game has 4 different objectives. So one is to raise your stats 3 times, one is to collect fuel, one is to visit 6 locations, and one is to get to a particular location. Each of these objectives has a separate starting point, which is blue on the map, and so you've got that variety there. The main kind of currency in this game are resources, and you have food, which you use to travel along the map, so it costs you 1 food to go 1 square. Fuel, which allows you to go 2 hexes as you're moving around, and then there's a search, spending time to search for items and changing your dice roll. So there's a little bit of dice manipulation in here as well. So then we have a backpack. And in our backpack are items that we may have found through searching. So if we look at one example, this one is the brick. It would cost us 1 to search, and you can search at any time and have a bit of a rummage until you find a brick. That would allow you to roll 1 dice to attack. It's got a range of 1, and then at the bottom it shows you the probabilities of hitting something. So if you get a 1 or a 2, it's going to miss. If you get a 3 or a 4, you'll hit certain types of zombies, and 5 or 6 will be a different type of zombie. So each zombie has a particular type, and you have to mix that up when you decide which weapon to use at any one time. So that's basically the same for all of the different weapons. So for example, if you wanted a med pack, you could search for 2. You'd roll 2 dice, and then on a roller of 3 or 4 or a 5 or a 6, you would get 1 health. All of these rolls you can manipulate using a search. So if you do a -1 search, you can either plus or minus a dice, or you can roll another dice. So you can either increase a dice by 1 or reduce it by 1 for 1 search, or you can use a search to just roll another dice. So there's lots of customization there as well. In terms of your survivor, this is your main survivor area. You have health, so you've got 5 health. When they're gone, that's game over. Once you get into the locations that we're moving around in, you have a set of actions. And so you start off with 3 actions, and you can use things from your backpack. You can move, you can search, and you can break stuff. Each of these has minimums. So at the moment, when you start, you have 3 actions, of which you could do 2 moves and a pickup. As you kill zombies, you tick off experience points along here, and each time you do 3, you get to increase each of those values by 1, and so you get to customize those as well. So when we move from a location, from a start location to a particular location, it will give you a map number, so 4B or 2D, and that's where our double-sided maps come in. So if we pull some of those out, so there are 2 sheets with double-sided maps. Each one of these has got 4 on it, so that's 16 different locations you can visit. And so when you pick up one of these, you'll have a location value. There is a start, so there's a little S. Some of the resources will be tied on, burned onto the location. Other resources will be blanks, and you roll for those. So I don't know if you saw, but here we've got a roll sheet. So you roll for each of the empties, and you'll either get more food, search, or fuel. So that gives a bit more randomness. You'll have areas that are unpassable, red, and then you'll have doors that you can, or barriers that you can smash. And so if it's a 2, you have to roll a 2 or more to smash through it, or a 3 or more. You'll also have spawn points, and this is where our friendly little zombies spawn. So when we go to a location for the first time, we roll a dice for each of the spawn points, and then we put the dice on the board, and that represents the zombie that we then have to either fight through or avoid. And so a 1 or a 2 will be a seeker, a 4 or 5 will be a puker, and a 6 will be a hunter. If you roll a 3, nothing. It's an empty zombie. I'm going to go through that in more detail when I do my playthrough. So that's kind of the gist of it, really, is that you travel around the main map, go to locations, fight your way through locations, collect resources, use those to upgrade your character as you try and beat one of your objectives. At the end of it, there's also a score sheet where if you like complete your own, you want to keep a record of what you've done, you get a score. There's a kind of a scoring chart at the top, whether you won or lost, what your objective was, why it happened, any notes. Again, you can keep that as a record. So that's the gist of the game. But what we really want to do is see it playing. So I will put that down there. Don't need the score sheet. I'll get my dice tower so you can see what's happening with the dice, and we'll get going. So I am going to pick, I'm going to try the travel one. Or maybe I'll do this one. Upgrade 3 times. So basically I have to kill lots of things. So I'm going to try that objective. My resources, there's a little number in the bottom corner, which is your starting resources. So you start with 2 food, 1 fuel, and 3 search. If you run out of resources and you can't move or get to the next location, it's game over. There's a little chart at the bottom here that allows you to swap between resources. So 1 fuel goes to a search, or 2 searches to 1 fuel. So you can manipulate that if you're in trouble. And you can only visit each location once. So you do have to think about how you're going to travel around the map. Okay, so my survivor currently has 3 actions, and I've got a 1 on my use, 2 on my walk, 1 on my pickup, and 1 on my smash. Everything else I think is good to go. Okay, so we're going with here. So that's where I'm starting. And this one's a little bit more flexible because I have to upgrade my stats by gaining experience. I really just need to go to areas. Each area tells you what's going to be there. This one's got 2 randoms. This one's got at least a food and 1 search. So maybe I'll do a trip this way. So I'll use 1 of my fuel, and that gives me 2. And then I'm going off to see. So I'll find my maps, and I'll find 3, so it's going to be this one, 2 ABC, so TC. I can probably just put that over there. So we're down here. So we get a dice, and your dice, everything moves on the location in like an initiative sequence, and that is determined by your pips on your dice. And so the survivor always has 3. So I'll put my 3 on my start location, which is there. Then we need to roll for just 1 blank one. So we'll roll a dice, and we get a 2, and a 2 is going to give me some food. So I'll put an F for food, so I remember that. We've got 2 spawn points. So now we roll for zombies. So the first one, I get a 1. So that's a seeker, and that will activate first. So it goes the increasing numbers. So we always activate in the middle, but that one's going to hit us first. And the second spawn point, We get a 3, which is great because that's a no spawn. So we don't have to worry about that. Even better, that one, he's not trapped because there's an open door there. If he was in a trapped area and there was no clear path to the survivor, they wouldn't move. So if we have a look at the, maybe I'll zoom that in. I'll pull one of these up a bit higher so you can have a look. So when you look at a zombie, it's got how many action points, its range, what you need to kill it. So a Seeker just runs really fast, but it can only attack you in its own square. A Puker doesn't move as fast, but it's got a range of 2, it's spitting. And a Hunter, you have to use a gun to kill it, so they're quite hard. But we'll worry about that when we get there. Okay, so now it's the turn, and the turn is organized, each turn is organized in basically initiative order. And so the Seeker is going to activate first, and it has 3 actions, and there's a clear path to me, so it will go 1, 2, 3. So what I might do, because it's a Seeker and they get killed with triangles, triangles are really good with a knife. So I'm going to spend 2 search, and that's going to get me a knife, which has 2 uses. So all the weapons have got durability as well. A knife has got a range of 0, but that's okay. So I've got 3 actions. So I'll go 1, 2. Then I will use my knife for one go, and I will. Oh, I rubbed off the wrong one, didn't I? I rubbed off my food. I should have rubbed off my search. There we go. That's better. So a knife gives me 2 dice, and I need to roll 3 or above. I get a 6. So because the 6 did a triangle, and the triangle is the type of the zombie, that one's dead, and I get an experience point, which is handy. Okay, now I've cleared the area. I could just roll dice until I smash through all the doors, nothing's gonna, so I can just vacuum everything up. So I'm basically going to get 2 more food. So I've got 4 food and 1 more search. Goes to 2. And so that was pretty good. And that's that location finished. Then I think, well, I've got no more fuel, but I've got food, so I'll use 2 food. 1, 2, and I'll try that one. So that's going to cost me 2 food. And we're going to 2B. And 2B. Or maybe I'll put it down here. I'll bring it down, bring these things down as I need them. Okay, so 2B, I will start on the start. There's something that I need to roll for. And I get a 4, so that means that's going to be a search. And there's 1, 2, 3 zombies here. So the first one is going to be a 2. So it's really quick to lay out the zombies because you just roll the dice, and oh, that's not great. So I've got 3 Seekers, and they will activate in numerical order. So this one will go 1, 2, 3. This one will go 1, 2, 3. This one is in an enclosed area, so it will just stay there and be grumpy. Now it's my turn because I'm up to 3. I guess I better use my knife, and that's then used up. And I will roll 2 dice and hope I get a 5. So that kills that zombie. Get an experience. That one's going to move through, so that was 1 action. It's going to chase me. 1, 2, 3. So I should probably just move 1 and stop. Oh yeah, I should have said that the exits, you can run out of the exit if things are going badly by just running through the arrows. But that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to stop there. So then it's zombie turn. That one's not going anywhere. 1, 2, 3, chase me. I will then search for 2, get myself a new knife. Then I'm going to use the knife. Get a 5, kills the zombie. Okay, I get an up on my stats. So I could either pick a new action, so then I'd have 4 actions per turn. But what I might do is I'm going to up my running to 3. Because sometimes being able to run 3 times is really handy. I'll worry about my other things later. And I think I've got one more action, because what did I do? I found the knife, I then used the knife, and so I've still got a move. Okay, so now I have a choice. I can kill that one, and I guess I will, because that's what I'm interested in. I want to collect more experience. So we can just kind of scoot through, because I can just roll as many. I can collect up all the stuff that's on the outside. So I'll have another search, and that was another search. So I'll collect up those 2 searches, and then I can roll as many dice as I like, take as many turns as I like to smash through that one. Now the question is, it'd be nice if I could smash through that first one. So I'm going to do a smash action, which I've only got 1 of, and try and smash the door. Let's see what happens. I get a 3, so the door's smashed. Then I can move in and then use my knife. And roll 2 dice. And get a 5, which kills him. I get another experience. My knife is now gone. And because there's no one else around, I can roll dice until I smash through and I get another food. So all in all, that was pretty successful. And that's that location done. Okay, so this is a bit dangerous, this one, because I might not roll anything good. They're both question marks. Then I could get stuck there because I've only got 3 food. That being so, this one I know's got a fuel, so I'm going to go left. I'm going to use 2 food to get me that way, because if I go this way I could get stuck with no resources. So we go to 3C. And that's the other board. 3C is down there. Okay, so I'm going to start there. There's something random, so let's see what that is. Let's just straighten this up. Okay, so we roll for the, get a 2, and a 2 is food. And there's 3 zombies. So the top one is going to be a 5, which is a puker. That's a bit different. This one is going to be a 4, which is another puker. And the bottom one is going to be a 2, which is another seeker. I've got no weapons. I've only got search. So that's a tricky one, because if I go with a baseball bat to go for the puker, or you could go for a hammer. But I don't have a lot of search. But I do want to collect them. Anyway, initiative, they're going to trigger first. 1, 2, 3, because there are 2. Then it's my go. What shall I do? Well, I'm going to have to use my 2 search. Yeah, then it's a problem, because I can't kill the puker, but I want the food in the search. Otherwise, I can't get to the next location and it'd be game over. So I'm going to have to be daring and go look for a hammer. I use my 2 search, because the hammer gives me a bit more variety. So I've got a hammer now. And then that's 1 action, 2 action. I'll move, 3 action, I'll use my hammer. Now this is where it gets messy because I have to roll a 5 or a 6. You saw it first. I got a 6. Okay, so that one's dead. So that was very lucky. Unfortunately, there's nothing around here for me to vacuum up. I really need to get into this area. Oh, actually, after my action, this one's got a clear path to me, so it would move for 2. So Puka's on the move. Next turn, I have initiative, so I'm going to be heading off first. That one's not going to move because he's blocked in. I'm going to go 1, 2, and then stop because I know that he's going to come chasing me. 1, 2. He's hiding the exit, which is not great. So that's not too bad because I can try and smash the door. I need a 3. I get a 3. So then I can go move, move. It's my turn. He'll come back. 1, 2. That's not doing anything. My turn. I will pick up the search. I might as well go 1, 2 with the last 2 moves. Puka is then going to get, because he can only attack orthogonally, go 1 and then spit at me, and I'll take 1 damage. Which is bound to happen. Then that one's not moving. Then it's my turn. I'm going to go, well, I might as well pick up the food. Because I might need it. No, that's a dumb idea. I bet I'll get the food later. I'll do a move. At least that way I can attack twice. Oh, no, I can't. I can only attack once per round. So I am going to pick up the food. I should have thought about that. So I pick up the food because I know I can only attack once per round. And he's going to hit me anyway. So then I roll and I need a 3 or a 4. I get a 3. It's my lucky day. So he's dead. I picked up the food, didn't I? Okay, so I've tagged off another one, so I get to up one of my... I'm going to give myself an extra action. Because that's going to make life a lot easier. So now I've got 2 food and 1 search. I've got a little bit of my hammer. This guy's not going anywhere. If I get the fuel... that would be really helpful. So let's do that. So we'll go running around here. Then my next turn, I'm going to roll to smash the door. I just need a 2, so that should be easy. 4, smash the door. And then I'm going to step back. Because in the Puka's turn, it'll go 1, 2. Then in my turn, I can go 1, hit him with the hammer. And I roll, I need a 3 or a 4, or thereabouts. I get a 2. I need a 3, so I can spend 1 search to turn that into a 3. He's dead. I get another one of those. My hammer is gone, but I can vacuum up the gasoline. So I got 2 food, gasoline, no weapons. But that's cleared. Okay, so I'm going to use the gasoline straight away. And this one's got double gasoline, which would be very handy. And I've only got to kill 2 more things to beat my objective, so I might even be able to finish it. This is my 3rd or 4th game, and this is the closest I've ever been. Some of the objectives are very hard, particularly the one getting the fuel. But it does depend on the dice rolls. Where we're going to 1C. 1C. Okay, so 1C is there. We've got some randomness, and it's a 1, so that's a nothing, which is a shame. And we've got 2 zombies, so I can win this round. There's a 2, and the next one is going to be a 4. Worst combination ever. So the 2's going to activate. 1, 2, 3. I've got 2 food. Well, I got really no choice. If I can complete this, I'm going to have to go with the hammer. So I'll transfer 2 food into 2 searches. I'll use that to find myself a hammer because that's got the utility that I need. Then I'm going to go 1 move, 1 hit, and I need a, what do I need? I need a 5 or 6. Oh, that one went off the table, doesn't count. I got a 6. Luck of the dice. Okay, so that one's dead. This one will trigger, and that's a puker. So we'll go 1, 2. Okay. I'm going to run from him. I've got 4 actions. 1, 2, 3, and I'll try and smash the door. I get a 1, so I don't smash the door. He'll come chasing. 1, 2. First action. Smash the door. Second action. Third action, pick up the fuel. Fourth action, I'm going to turn that into a search because I don't need the fuel. And then I'm going to stay there. He'll come running down. Then I will go, I should have ticked off the hammer. 1, 2, 3, I'll attack. Oh, I've been doing the attacks wrong as well. You get 2 rolls with a hammer. So I have been extremely lucky. Oh, that one went off the table as well. Okay, so I get a 6, but I need to get a 4 or 5. So that's a little bit of a problem because I can't even adjust it with the search that I've got. So I'm not going to kill him. He will then attack twice, so I lose 2 health. I've lost one of the utilities of my hammer. Do or die. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, so I'll use up my last hammer. And I need 3 or 4. Double 1s. Okay, it's not over. I've still got, so there's my attack. I've got 3 moves. I'm running for it. Because if I'd got a 2, I could have used my search. His turn, he'll go 1 and then hit me. So I've got 1 health left. 1, 2, pick up, convert it. You do that for free. And then I'll do a search action. And this time I'm going to get a baseball bat. His turn. 1, 2. My turn. 1, 2. Baseball bat, 2 dice. All I need is not get a 1 or a 2. Baseball batted him. Excellent. I get to upgrade. So I could upgrade anything I liked. So, you know, I could upgrade my use. And then I would go through and I would score it. But I'm just happy that I've completed the objective. But it was close. You saw what was happening there. I think I made some mistakes with the dice rolls. I forgot that, you know, hammer uses 2 dice. I think I was only rolling one section, but you get the general idea. I was down to 1 health and I never got a hunter. If you get a hunter, then you need to get a pistol, and so you use your resources quite fast. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. That's a quick run through Invaction, Roll Right and Fight. That's coming to a campaign in December. Don't forget to subscribe and like.